like in a house, you know the room you're in and you're comfortable and you're satisfied, and that's perfect. But maybe when transition comes, maybe you have to change the room. And he was saying, maybe sometimes you have to create a room of your own, because usually people look at transition as a hallway, it will pass. But it doesn't pass, And I thought that this idea is brilliant, that, in times of transition, we are forced to grow. We are forced to activate our creativity. We are forced to, discover things that we might not know about ourselves. So I think this is a word of encouragement from me to you. And I think we can all do much better than we were before. Even though it's different, it's just different, but it can be much better.
Yeah, I agree completely. You just have to be really open-minded. And mentioning that word, transition, since I'm in a new country in the last 1.5 years, I learned so much about this new culture and how people are dealing with certain stuff. And for example, mentioning transition, my partner works in a hospital, and he was saying that the head of the hospital, or they wanted some changes, and they hired a transition team to work with all the doctors and nurses and managers. And I was like, oh God, these things exist, transition team?
Yeah.
In my life, I never had this. And it's just amazing. I do love it. And this is what I started to feel with Juji's course, that we do have protocols here, or what you are trying to teach, Juji, certain ways, step-by-step method. And if any issue rises, you have an answer. Actually, the way I went through your pillars, this is the feeling I got. And I started to just love it, because it's not a kiosk, and you see where is your starting point and where you want to reach. And you just showed all the steps how you have to go through.
I'm so happy that the message went through. This is my feedback now, that you see that this is a hidden curriculum, that I don't say like, that's what I want you guys to feel, like, no. But that there is a hidden curriculum whenever we plan a curriculum, right? There is always the unspoken parts, the unexplicit parts, the things that you live and show and model. And those are the to me, sometimes the most important elements. Mm-hmm. Right? Uncertainty is at everybody's heels right now. And seeing it as an enemy is silly, because what Ralu said, it's like, I don't want to live in the hallway. I don't want to feel like I live in the hallway. It's not a fun place to hang out in the house, right? There are nice hallways, but there is no window and no chairs. And, it's just no.
Yeah.
And if you set up camp in wherever we are, and the new normal, I'm a little bit sick and tired of that expression too. It's like, there's always a new normal. It's like norms change continuously. There is no stops. Yeah. Of course, some things get stuck in time, like the education system, but even that moves. Like there was a Maria Montessori being born in 1800s. Yeah. She brought on more than people do now.
Oh yeah, and there's another little video I was showing my kids, and I thought it was really powerful. Of it explained about the dip. So when you start something, you're really excited about it, and then you're like, oh, I'm tired, I can't do it. But just thinking, okay, that's the dip. So it's gonna go. It's just that feeling for a while, but it's gonna go back up if you get through it. Whereas if you don't do anything, then that's just the end. That's so sad, right? Because it's up and down, but then. It's never just upwards. So I liked when I watched that, I thought, oh yeah, I just need to think when I'm frustrated. Oh, it's just a dip. It's not the end of the, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you get caught I just it doesn't work. But no, it just and I think, Susanna, you talked about maybe in one of the videos of like it takes.
Oh yeah, the Dunning-Kruger. This is it's business theory, by the way, that you're teaching to your kids.
Yeah, so that was encouraging. It was so funny because it's such like a kid's video, but I was like, oh, I need to remember. Like I really learned.